Hello everyone, I'm Robin. I work with Flipkart data platform team as a senior architect. I mostly work on open source tech stacks in big data domain like Apache Spark, Flink, Kafka, HBase, Elasticsearch, etc. Today, I will be talking about a library called Resilience4all that we recently developed, which helped us adopt Resilience4j in our team as well as several other teams within Flipkart. We'll go through the journey of what was the need for building such a library, what was the challenge that we were facing, how we went about solving it, and then what is the current state. Right? So, basically, I think all of us understand that in a complex architecture of microservices, things do fail, and it could fail because of timeouts. It could fail because of a node failure. It could actually fail because some downstream dependency failed. Right. So Netflix had built a library called Histics, and what Histics does, especially, is gives you ability to make your applications tolerant to latency or timeouts, also tolerant to fault or some failures, node failures, etc. Right? And one of the key capabilities that Histics also provides is that by using some of the resiliency constructs like circuit breaker, etc., one can prevent cascading failures. If a downstream service fails, you can handle that gracefully, and upstream services need not necessarily fail, right? And of course, you can always, whenever things fail, you can have a fallback for that. But the current status of Histics is that it's in maintenance mode, right? And Netflix itself recommends that for newer projects, one can start thinking of Resilience4j as one of the possible alternatives to Histics. So, but when we compare Histics and Resilience4j, I think there are two primarily major points why one would want to go from Histics to Resilience4j. One, as I mentioned, Histics is in maintenance mode, but Resilience4j community is active and growing right now. And Histics is more of opinionated. You have to follow a certain pattern of extending a specific class, implementing specific methods, etc., to be able to use Histics constructs. But Resilience4j is quite granular, and you can choose what sort of decorators you need, and you can pick and choose what functionalities are you looking for. So we decided that we will use Resilience4j, especially for the newer services, or if I'm doing a new external service integration in my existing service, I can start using Resilience4j, where Histics and Resilience4j both could coexist, and then gradually take this path of migration from Histics to Resilience4j. And when we do that functional comparison between Histics and Resilience4j, we can see that most of the functionalities provided by Histics are also provided by Resilience4j, except that there is one Histics collapser that Resilience4j doesn't have a built-in support for. Also, Resilience4j has something called as retry, which Histics does not have any built-in support for. But this is just a functional comparison, and functionally you can always implement everything that you have, but that's not enough. There are more challenges to it, and I think today we will talk about just one topmost challenge that me and my team were facing when we were thinking of migration. And that challenge is basically this cool dashboard that Histics provides. This is a Histix dashboard, which is sort of an observability tool, and this gives all the metrics about circuit breaker, the latencies, the thread pool saturation, and other things in real time. And this is something most of the teams would like to use when they are using Histics. And it talks about all the external service integrations that you have, right? So if we go to Resilience4j and we start using it, Histix dashboard will not work for us, right? And that was the challenge that we were facing, and we wanted to solve that challenge. And that's when we thought of exploring a few things, and we decided to build a library. We have named it Resilience4all. This library, essentially, what it does is it takes the Resilience4j metrics, example, circuit breaker metrics, bulkhead metrics, timer metrics, etc., and sort of adapts it and becomes the bridge in between and creates something similar to Histics metrics, which can be consumed by the Histix dashboard. So essentially, you are using Resilience4j, and by bringing in Resilience4all, you are able to pretend or show as if it was Histics, and Histix dashboard will be able to show the same metrics that Resilience4j is providing. So now for the next part of my talk, I will show a demo of how this works. In this demo, we have two external service integrations. One is called list users and the other is get user. And I have created 3 demo applications, application 1, 2, and 3. First application uses Histics for both of them. For both list users and get user, we'll be using Histics. And then from there, we'll take a step ahead and migrate only get user to Resilience4j. And then in the final application number 3, we will be using Resilience4j for both list users as well as get user. Right? So let me present the Histix dashboard that I have here. Now this is the default Histix dashboard. This is the application 1 that is running. In application 1, as you can see, the get user as well as the list users both are actually running, coming from Histix, and we can see those metrics about circuit breaker. We can see the metrics about thread pool, right? And what I'll do now is I will go ahead and stop this application 1. As you can see, I have stopped this application 1 and I started another application 2, which has get user migrated to Resilience4j. So essentially what we will be soon seeing as soon as the application 2 is up is that get user Histix command will continue to see 0 metrics here, but another get user Resilience4j command has come up, which is getting the calls, and we can see the metrics for it, right? And get user Histix command has become 0. But list users Histix command is currently active. So this is a point, this is an application 2 which is running. At this point, we have both Resilience4j and Histix coexisting in the same repo, and Histix dashboard is able to show the metrics from both of them, right? Now, in the backend, what I'll do is I will stop this application number 2 and I will start a third application, which further will take the next step. And what it will do is, right now, for example, we have only get user as Resilience4j, but list users was Histix command. In the third application, even list users Histix command will be migrated to list users Resilience4j command. So as soon as the application is up, what we will be expecting is that get user Resilience4j command has some metrics coming in, list users Histix command has no metrics, and list users Resilience4j command is now being invoked. So as we can see in this application, both get user and list users Histix commands have been migrated to their respective Resilience4j commands. Right, for the purpose of this demo, that's what I wanted to show. Now I'll go back to my slides. So we felt that this is something which is critical and useful for many other teams, not just our team, but within Flipkart, other teams, as well as some other teams, some other companies outside Flipkart. So we have open sourced it. You can find it at this repo. It's under Flipkart incubator. Repo name is Resilience4all. Please feel free to go and check this out. I have also the example and the dashboard that I was showing you. I have also committed the code for that in the same repository. It's in a different module called Resilience4j Histix Dashboard example. And app 1, app 2, app 3 have their own different applications. And similarly, we have an example client app. Please feel free to go ahead, check this out, run it on your local and see. Thank you for listening to this work. I hope this helps each and every one of you.